Hey, welcome back. It is 2018. You have made it to a new year. And not just any year, too. 2018 is the year that you turn 30. Man, right? It just seems like this year, I guess it's been 30 years in the making. But this is also a time of great reflection, great meditation, and just kind of taking stock of where you are and where you've been and what you've gone through and everything that has kind of led you to where you are now. And even now, because I know you, and I know you may feel like, you don't know exactly where you're going, where you're working towards, where you're headed, where you're, whatever, right? But just think about all the progress that you've made in 30 years. Just think of all the successes, all the wins that you've had in these 30 years. I'll start. You've been working, taking care of yourself since you were 18. So 10 years. For 10, actually more than 10 years now. For about 12 years, you've been taking care of yourself. You have made some really hard choices. You've left some really good jobs. Made, you've learned some really hard lessons. One of which is that you always have to choose yourself first. You have to choose yourself, your happiness, your peace of mind first, always. And no matter how much you want to be there for other people, especially the people that you love, you learned this year and in the past, this past couple of years, that putting yourself first doesn't mean that you don't care about others. Like, that's been a big lesson too. I think we, especially as Black women, we want to be strong and we want to appear strong and that we are here for everyone and we can do everything and, all this kind of superwoman shit. And I don't know, half of me is a superwoman and half of me is just a mere mortal trying to make it work, trying to make it less painful each and every day. And the past 3 years in particular have been some of the most transformative, hardest, most beautiful years of my entire life. I can't even lie. Like, this is the smallest in size and weight that I've ever been. This is I don't even know. I can't say that this is the healthiest because honestly, this is probably not the healthiest. I've been worse and I could be a lot better, but you are probably more aware of your health and more aware of what you're doing to your body and how it affects it, and aware of what not to do to affect it. You've been really responsible financially in terms of paying things and not going into major debts. I did get into a big kind of financial debt this year. Oh, not this year, but last year. And luckily, you had people there that could help. My mom was really good. She was really able to help me. Really able to help me. And, yeah, there's been a lot of good changes in my life. And shit, even now, look, my hair is straight. Not that this is gonna be forever. I'm actually thinking about cutting it next week. I just kind of washed it, and Aunt's just gonna cut the ends for me before I curl it up. But I'm just really grateful to be in this place, to be in this space, literally in this room. That's not even my room. Like, this is my little cousin's room, and I am, here because my family is very generous and they have allowed me to live here and be here and reflect here. And it's been, how long have I been here? It's been 6 months, 6, 7, almost, no, going over 6 months. Like, I left in June, and this is January, so it's going over 6 months. And of course, that kind of raises that awareness too. Like, what the fuck, nigga? I remember when I first was gonna ask Ange if I could move in. I was super like nervous, like super like anxious. Like, would she say yes? Would she charge me a lot? How could I commute from living, like, I used to live in Oakland, now I live in Richmond or San Pablo. I work in San Francisco. Like, it's such a big transition, you know? And yet here I am going with it. Here I am thriving in it and learning so many new things and different things. And I'm really grateful to be in this space. Flip side, I'm also very scared. I'm also very frightened to be in the space that I'm in, and I really need to sit in that a lot more. I was talking to Destiny yesterday, and she was saying how, like, she was just calling it like it was, like, telling me, you know, hey, Shalice, you sound like you're afraid. You're afraid to do things. You're afraid to make the next step. And that's why it was important to make this video, so I could know, that I could see that, girl, you've made big steps. You've made big steps, big transitions. You've made hard steps. You've made scary steps. You've been afraid before. And yet, here you are. Here you are, still standing, still living, still being the best version of yourself. So don't be afraid. What lies beyond your fear? Like, what truly lies beyond your fear? I think that was one of the first YouTube videos I ever made. And shit, I need to get back to that. I need to get back to this point of where I was. I've kind of found a spot, a place maybe to make videos, and I'm definitely going to start doing this for myself a lot more. I wonder, I'm sure, you know, because today I got up and I didn't have to go to work, which is kind of nerve-wracking and good in the same breath. But also, I got up, I cleaned my space, I cleaned my body, washed my hair, I shaved, I've been, like, you know, growing the facial hair. And every time I do it and I transition again and I become a new person, literally a new person, it just reminds me, like, it's that easy. You know, it's really that easy, Shalice. And you were afraid last week because you were sick. You know, you were afraid because you didn't want to make a lot of noise, or you didn't want to, well, a lot of it was you were sick. You didn't want to make a lot of noise. And maybe you just didn't feel like you deserved to be clean. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Look, I don't know. Maybe that's worth investigating too. But once you do start taking better care of yourself, it's clear, you know, it's clear that you do love yourself and that you are worthy to be loved, and that if you can find it in your spirit to do these things, these small little things, and they make such a big difference in how you feel about yourself, then maybe you can take some time to really develop some ideas that you already have, and that you think would be worthwhile. And that's probably what 2018 is going to be, you know, developing ideas that are worthwhile, taking chances, learning lessons, and then just taking stock in appreciation for the journey thus far. So, yeah, I think that's it for this.